you're not mastering correctly. Let me show you guys how to properly do so because it's confusing but simple. First, you need to download the free Ulean loudness meter. It is so worth it. It shows you exactly how much your audio seems to be loud and how much it actually is peaking at. I will show you how this works. I have 3 different files here. I'm going to break down each and every one. This one is a mixed file. This one is a mastered version of this file. And this one is an industry standard in the same genre that I'm working on. First, the mixed one. First, let me show you the Ulean loudness meter. Here's what it looks like. About -12 LUFS. We are at negative, let's say 0 decibels right now. I already have 0 decibels, right? How do I master when my peaks are already here? Just for reference, here's the mastered track. We're at -8 LUFS. Means it's a lot technically louder, but we're still at 0 decibels. Technically +1, 0.1. That is an industry standard master. And I haven't even added vocals yet. Once you put vocals on there, it basically brings that volume up a couple more decibels in the technical volume scale, but you still have to have the vocals in front. I have to have room. This is basically an example master. All right, so you guys know I'm not calling my bullshit. Here is a professional standard with vocals. We're at about 7 decibels. Still at 0. Okay, so now you know I'm not bullshitting. Here's how you get there. Look at the difference between this mixed file. Look at the peaks of the audio. Look how the loudest part is way louder than the average volume. This is the mastered version. The peaks of the audio are much closer to the average of the audio. And I could push this even farther. I could clip these even more. Right now I could clip these even more. I like where it's at. It's already at the LUF level, so I don't need to go too much farther before I add vocals. This is what a finished master looks like. The caps are clipped up. The lowest parts are really close to those caps, and you can kind of ignore these dips. Just assume it's right about here. And this kind of consistently goes. So you can see the lowest part is a lot closer to that highest part. In other words, if your mix basically makes the kick way louder than the rest of the song, you cannot master your song without first clipping that kick down, so that way the average volume of the track is louder. It has to be everything, not just the kicks and the snares. In Ableton and in any other DAW, it's called a compressor. You compress your mixed file like this. See how it's clipping out the top ends of the audio? This is the mixed file playing right now. Every song needs a different master. Some of them need different amounts of compression, saturation, movement. Some of them don't need anything because you already compressed during the mix, so you can just boost the song up with the volume slider and boom, your song's good to go. Some of them, it's rare. Here's what mine needed. I did a soft clip saturator. This is a digital clip saturation on Ableton. This one is boosting the volume. The saturation is actually, this one's actually saturating it. This one's just clipping it. Saturating it a little bit by 3 decibels. Clipping is the same thing that you're doing with the clipper, the compressor, except this one will actually distort once it gets past that certain threshold, which is right here. Once it gets past this line, it distorts. So that tells me when it's actually going to be basically, this is like a safety measure for me. So this, I don't even need this. This isn't doing anything. This is just boosting the actual saturation level, so it makes it appear wider by increasing the overall frequencies throughout the song. Remember, we're trying to get this middle bit, not everything on top. And last but not least, we set limiters to it. It is a good idea to do 2 just in case one gets overwhelmed. You can push it to another one. This one's not actually doing anything. This one was able to do it by itself. In other words, with a good master, you need compression, saturation, and a limiter. The limiter means that it pushes exactly to 0 decibels, so it doesn't go any louder, and you can push the peaks of the audio basically down, so that way the rest of the audio can come up and you have a consistent volume throughout your entire track without losing any of the quality. That's why I have the extra compressor on there, so that way if it starts to distort, I know I've done too much. All right, so let's test it now. This is the mixed file with these plugins. Here's the Ulean loudness meter. Let's pull it up. Start at the same point. Oh shoot. We're looking at about 8 decibels, -8 LUFS, and 0 decibels, right about there. Now we can switch to this one, where we have the exact same thing. The only reason this one sounds louder is because I turned off the master. I have to, hold up. You heard it distorting there, right? There we go. Finally, the super boring Tate McRae song. 7 decibels, right? It's okay to not be at -7 decibels, by the way. That is a very loud master. You can go much quieter. Right now, if I just threw some vocals onto my master, it would be fine, as it currently is, at the current decibel range. I can boost this farther. I can go probably all the way to -5, like -5 LUFS, which is a very loud master. That's basically EDM and a few different other genres, but most genres aren't going to be there. Like, for example, Minecraft music. If you guys have heard the master on Minecraft music, bro, that shit's at -5. I fucking swear to God. Anyways, that's how you master. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I do respond.